Bali. It is 7:37 Central African time. Welcome back to it. This is the Oasis with me and Sakamkhanya. Thank you for choosing African way to wake up this morning. And we are joined by a doll, beautiful, beautiful young woman. Mpoa Budimo. How are
Snap,
you?
snap. I am wonderful. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to speak to you today. I love a girl with good energy. I love having like these type of
Girl.
conversations, especially like spirituality conversations, because you don't find these chats or people that can resonate with the same thing quite a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And if you do, most of the time it's either extremists.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to bring the human aspect back to spirituality because I feel like a lot of us are you know kind of like floating around the earth, kind of just like navigating it. 2026 is starting off on a weird note.
You
I,
think?
I think, what the hell is this week, bro?
What the hell?
What the hell is this
Oh my
week?
goodness.
Like,
Yeah.
I had to literally go and say, is there a retrograde? Like, when things are so weird, you have to be like, is this a retrograde? Like,
Mm, mm,
yeah.
mm, mm.
So I'm sure you guys have spoken as spiritualists. I'm sure you've looked at all the charts, looked at all the upcoming full moons, and we
Yeah.
kickstarted with the full moon Cancer.
Mm.
What is the forecast for 2026?
Well, 2026 is a year of restart. So basically,
Clearly.
from 2020, late 22 to last year, was basically shedding off the old. And now a lot of people remember there was a lot of Mercury retrogrades, there was a lot of heavy full moons, and a lot of things. So that was the universe saying to us that there are things we need to let go of that no longer serve our purpose. But now people are not doing the shadow work, we're not putting energy or work
Yeah.
into themselves. So now last year was more like the rapture in our spiritual space. In to say what you don't want or what is not good for you is going to literally leave your life by force. And that's why a lot of people were going through the most last year. They saw people lost jobs, people lost this, they lost that, relationships fall out with family because it was the year of letting go what doesn't serve you.
Wow.
So if you entered the new year still holding on to that energy, you're still gonna go through those effects until you do your shadow work. So it's actually, let's say 2025 was a personal journey, and 2026 is more doing it for basically the rebirth of you. So that's why I'm saying it is restart. Things fall apart for them to come together and rebuild and start as new.
I think we needed to hear that because a lot of us are still feeling a little bit of last year's energy now,
True.
right?
True.
And now we're kind of just nervous about, oh my word, is it gonna happen again? Are
Yeah.
we gonna have a terrible year again?
Yeah.
But let's talk about that because I think we do not speak enough about, and I think even on just our religious spaces and just wherever we are, we talk about prosperity. We talk about this wanting to succeed and this new chapter, but there's a little bit of a tower moment that happens just before the new. How do we navigate letting go? How do we navigate releasing something, especially because it's nerve-wracking, right? You've had this thing for a long time, talking whether it be a house, a car, relationship, mindset, ideal. You've had it for a long time and it served you for that time. So how do you let go of something like that? How do we just wake up and drop it? What does that shadow work even look like?
Babe, you need to be honest with self. Look at where you've come, where you're at. Look at the people, the situations around you. Have they served you or not? You can't be doing the same thing for over and over and over again. For example, if it's a relationship, if you're not growing in that relationship, remember everything is spiritual. A person needs to come into your life and either water into you or water you, and vice versa. That's same with work. If you feel you're in that position, you're in that space, and there is no growth, then you need to understand that for as long as I'm in or entertaining this, I'll be stuck.
Sure.
I'll be stuck because the dreams come. I don't want to lie. Our ancestors work overtime. They come, they show us. The vision is there. You also feel the energy is not the same. But because we are afraid of change, we are afraid of something new. That's something we need to reprogram. So understand that when you release the old, you're making way for the new. It's like cutting your hair. How will your hair, grow, be it at its best if there's split ends, there's dandruff, there's growth? So what do? Let's shave everything off so that there's a new start. So I think letting go is not a once-off thing. It is a process of healing.
Yeah.
Because if you understand that you are on a journey of self-discovery and awareness and actualization, then that's where you start now seeing that Mpo is not serving me. Mpo is actually draining me.
Yeah.
This job is not working for me. Actually, then we start having the shift. Automatically, once you allow the universe to enter the chat, things happen. You see, like when the new moon comes, when the full moon comes, when the retrograde comes, those are little reminders the universe is using to say, hey, babe, you remember that thing you put there? That thing is no longer working. Why are you keeping those old things in your cupboard? Let them go. So it's a journey. It's a journey of healing. Yeah.
But let's talk about that, because I think a lot of us are confused about what to do when a new moon comes, or when a full moon is there. I mean, look, we admire the moon, it's so pretty, but as the human, we're like, what is this thing supposed to do? I feel all these things and I feel it resonating somehow, but what am I supposed to do with this moon?
Well, I always say look at the full moon as, or rather new moon, as a housekeeper. When the new moon or full moon comes and it finds your house not in order, you're going to feel it. You're going to be sick. You're going to be sick physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Then that says, no, there's something wrong. Because the basically the moon is supposed to charge us. Remember, we are bodies of water. So what happens to the ocean when there's a full moon? There are tides, there are waves. So now the same thing happens to you. So now if things are not in order, your body reacts. It responds to the energy that's around you that says you might feel headaches. There's an imbalance of something. You might feel pain in your body. So all of those things are trying to show you that, no, there's something wrong. You're having vivid dreams. You're not sleeping well. You're having road rage. You're fighting with people. That shows that your house is not in order. Then when that full moon comes, it doesn't have any favor to anybody. It drags you to filth. It shows you that, baby, your house is not in order, and you need to balance and check that. So I think when that time comes, we just need to allow ourselves and allow the universe to take over, because we are not alone. We are not living as just, individual people. There's energies around us. There's powers that surround us. So when that time comes, I always say, isikhathi sokuzinza as umuntu. If you're a spiritual person, take some time off, go into fasting, pray more, invest in yourself, meditate, cut out TV, change your diets, because you know that, that is time for reset. It's time for balance. It's time for shadow work. Even though it doesn't end when the full moon ends, there's also full moon hangover.
Yeah.
So it is a process. That's what I'm saying. Umdali created umhlaba in such a way that it regulates and protects and controls and balances the human body. We are not left destitute. There's a lot of balance. Even the sun works for us. The moon works for us. Everything is there for a reason. And when your house is not in order, baby, you will feel it.
I want us to take a short break, because I want us to get into some of the energies that we can look forward to at this year. I'm already saying, I don't know if you saw the breakups, dude. Yeah,
that shows you that was supposed to leave with 2025, but because we hold on, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. So things are coming to light.
Lilo, keep dragging me there, because it is something that's also like, girl, giving me a bit of a run for my money, because I'm not letting go of it, but we'll get into those things. It is 7:46 of Central African time, right here on the Oasis.
Call us on +27
Girl,
babe.
So I was supposed to sell my car.
Okay, hold up.
No. I'm
okay. All right.
Open
All right. Okay, cool.
I was supposed to sell my car.
Stay informed.
And
Channelafrica.
I was like, I already called you with my cars. Who's invest some of it, sweet business time, because I run a business as well. And then if I get deposits on buying a new car,
Yeah.
Very vocal at the beginning. beginning of South Africa's G20
Okay.
presidency, and this is
Yeah.
largely due to strained
Ngasaba because I was
relations
like, yo,
with South
who's
Africa
Brandon? I
at the
think.
time
Sisi,
that they were not
imoto izolo,
really
cishe.
keen on participating. Where do
Namhlanje
they
kuseni
stand
No.
right now?
kuningifike late emsebenzini because le moto nje ayisafuni nje iqala the clocking
What?
yaphuka
they intend to continue to do so.
just
Ah.
out of nowhere.
It is quite
Ngabe la
difficult
I
then to be in a situation
I
where
am
you are
on
not
Nah,
attending
babe.
You mean?
deputies meetings
Yeah.
This one was
or
me,
discussions during our
and
presidency
I didn't
and
take
need
the
to
lead.
over the
I just
Yes,
was
yes.
and the universe supports, like, you know when I say yonke into bekusothe being approviwe yonke
Ngiyakujaja,
what's
yeah.
important
no,
about
don't judge
that
it all
is
because
that
the
it's
thing
a
is I
consensus
don't like
document.
gentle
And so
reminders.
all the
Like,
members in
because
the room
Nami
have to
ngiyazibukela manje
agree to
ukuthi
the
I was
language
trying
that
to
is used
respect,
there, and our US colleagues
but
have
my
been
dad
part
is the
of
one who's
those
also
discussions and
causing me shit now.
negotiations. Bringing the African
Bega,
market
bega, bega manje.
home.
Look now.
Channel Africa.
And remember,
The
you sent a
African
message out to
perspective.
Gucci.
Let
I'm
the
selling,
weekend
I'm starting
unfold
over, I'm
with
letting go.
calm,
Tiki tiki.
clarity,
Yeah.
and connection.
Ah.
Your oasis.
Yeah.
Come on, babe.
I regret it.
Your peaceful
I regret it,
companion.
Jay. 7:48 is Central African time. 12 minutes to go before we head to the top of the hour. We are talking to the lovely Mpoa Budimo, and there's been an awakening. I don't want to call it a trend because a trend it kind of removes the beauty behind it. There's been an awakening from people, and we're kind of deconstructing the world a little bit more to say I think I am more spiritual than human. There's the spirit. People are talking more about the spirit. People are talking more about hugging trees. People are talking about spending time in nature. People are leaving alcohol.
Yeah.
These are things that, as much as, yes, we think it's small, but guys, people are being conscious of the fact that it's not just the human experience. As someone who's practiced for a long time and who's kind of been knowing and in the know, how does it make you feel when you see these things happening?
Okay, well, beautiful question. We have to use the word trend as well because
Okay.
there's a lot, happening. So let's start here. Awakening has to happen to every single human being that exists. Now, the difference is the calling. That's when a lot of people get lost there because one is going through an awakening. They confuse as that, oh, maybe gifted hand. I need to go now be this and that. I have a spiritual calling. No, babe. Everybody has to go through an awakening.
Yeah.
That is your life's process rebooting, showing you that you are stepping into a different level of your life. You are growing as a person. And an awakening comes differently for different people. And sometimes life's experiences trigger certain trauma, and that trauma triggers an awakening.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So sometimes it takes something really, really bad for you to actually reconnect with self. So people are so disconnected to themselves, and awakening is always there. It sometimes comes in phases, depending on a person's spiritual life. So an awakening is for everybody, love. You have to be conscious to know who you are, because before we are flesh, we are spirit. And that part of you that's always feeling depressed, that's always feeling, sad, gloomy, you don't know there's something wrong in the air, it means that your spirit is lacking something. You need to balance, because we are so disconnected to self that it's so sad. One, nature is our source.
Yes.
Nature is our power. We're hardly there. We're on our phones. We're eating bad food. We're eating, our food is just not the same. So there's just a lot of things that are happening that your body is now saying, look, your spirit is saying, babe, you're not balanced. Your aura is not okay. Your energy, because we can't all be depressed. We can't all be going through this and that. It means that there's something around us or within us that we need to solve. And sometimes the awakening is not necessarily just about you, but about also your family structure.
Oh, wow.
If there is a lot of secrets, there's a lot of things. They're going to come to light. And you are going to be the bad person because you are going to be like, nah, we've been cooking this pap with water for 10 years. Why are we using water? Can't we use milk? And then we're going, why you want us to use the milk? Let us use the water. And then you're going to be this bad person because you're awake and your ancestors start communicating and connecting better with you because you are conscious. You are now connected to self. So in most cases, for us people who are called, who are spiritually chosen, once we go through an awakening, it means we are growing into a different level of our healing journey. So irregardless of where you are. So some people will go for a calling. If I'm in the space, I know there's a certain period I go through the most. I'm like, oh, this is another trauma, but we're getting there. I'm growing because you need to shed the old layer. And shedding the old layer is not the most easiest of things to do. It is not. I don't want to lie to you. It is the most painful thing because when we stop peeling that layer, you're like, no, but I was fine. I was comfortable with wearing this.
Yeah,
And then like, you need to let go. You need to. So an awakening is just a rude call and to say that, look, there's a lot of things that are not okay with you. Let us fix that. So that is why you find even in our dreams, some of us are living luxury lives in our dreams.
Yeah.
And in your reality, you are actually struggling. Or sometimes even spiritually, you are done, completed with your spiritual journey. But in the physical, you are still struggling to even make sense of what's going on. It means that you are not connected to higher self.
Wow.
So you need to, now let's start raising your vibration. Let's now start clearing your energies. That's when now the spiritual healers step into the conversation to be like, no, when vele unenhlanhla, ngisho uzami uyehlola. Then I'm gonna be like, when unenhlanhla wena izinto zakho, why you have the car, you have this. Kanti that's a lack of a better word to say, baby, connect with yourself. Everything you want is around you. That is why the Western will say, the universe is always listening. Speak what you want because we are power. We take that for granted. We take that for granted because literally everything is around us. But once we start resonating from a point of lack, from a point I can't, from a point of doubt, then we won't see those things. Uzohamba izangoma zi-100, and they're gonna tell you with when imoto yakho ifi, like all of those things, to only realize that you are the one blocking yourself. You are the one, like you understand that this good team. There's a lot of things that can cause you to be stagnant. You not letting go of that car.
Oh, yeah.
You not letting go of that relationship. So a lot of things build up and then they basically become one huge problem. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? So it is a personal thing. I don't want to lie to you, but awakening has to happen to all of us. It is like going for exams. That's when life starts throwing you the question paper. Did you say, you said you're gonna go travel by 2025? Did you do that? No, I didn't. Then you're gonna start seeing your algorithm. People are happy. They try, oh my gosh, I should have, I could have, I would have. Because it's responding to your psyche that you could have, you should have, you know? And it's always gonna trigger you. That's the beauty about the universe. It'll trigger you to things that you want. And if you feel you're not there, you're gonna always be angry and be lawyer and stuff.
Okay, the people who do that, guys. Let's talk fear.
Yeah.
Fear is, I think, the main demon.
Yeah.
With humans.
Yeah.
Because even with what I was telling you off air, and I was sharing, you know, the thing. I think a part of me was also scared.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared of that thing, and in my head I'm like, but I've conquered greater giants. Like, you know, what happens when humans get scared, and how do we kind of alchemize fear? Because I don't think it goes away, but how do we get to that level? Because I know that our higher selves are not afraid of anything. So how do we alchemize our fear?
Well, fear equals stagnation. The minute you start fearing something or having fear to do at something, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stagnant. That which scares you or instills fear in you, go for it.
Oh, wow.
Because it's triggering something in your system. You see, when you start, you know, second guessing, should I? Go for it. Because that's when your breakthrough is going to come from. So fear is basically, I can say fear is instilled so we can stay trapped, so we can stay stuck. You know, yasaba, and then 1 year becomes 2 years, 2 years becomes 10 becomes, confront your fears. Confront your fears. The only thing you should fear, I think, is, I don't know, be fearless as a person. Because you must see things as, okay, I have a fear that if I relocate to this country, how will I make a living? But what if that's when your life will start to alter? You know, so there's always entities that work against us. And that's where the element of fear comes in. So turn your fear into power. You are staying in a marriage that's unhealthy. You fear leaving because when you divorce, people are going to laugh. That's where your power is. That's where you're going to grow. That is when you're going to come out like this phoenix that you are. So it goes back to the previous statements. Letting go. Let go. Let go. Because your body, your spirit, your energy, your life tells a lot about where you are in terms of your mental space, your spiritual space. So you just need to turn that fear into power. Go for it. Yabona la usaba khona. Kulaba, that's why bathi sibindu yabulala, sibindu yaphilisa, because you're supposed to go for it. Don't be a coward. Don't live life being a coward. That's the worst thing you can do for yourself, because once you start living life like that, you're going to have a life full of regret.
Yeah. 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 No, that was for me, guys. Sorry. I think we had a chat off air, so that's why.
Oh my
But
god.
I think it's also for anyone who is sitting there and they're sitting in that regret. I think for me, I'm scared of a lot of things. I'm scared of spiders. I'm scared of snakes. Really big animals also kind of freak me out a little bit because I'm scared of like getting crushed.
Yeah.
But my actual biggest fear is having regrets.
Yeah.
Like, 2025 taught me that when you go for it, just go, and like, I don't speak Tswana Mara. I've been saying that, and it's interesting for me to hear this, because I think a lot of people are kind of blaming the world for what's happening to them, whereas it's like, yeah, but you kind of did that to yourself, man. Where can we find you on social media? It's such a pity we've run out of time, but I would love to continue this conversation with you, and you become a friend of Channel Africa.
Please.
Where can we find you? Where can we chat with you? Perhaps if you're consulting still, all of that.
All right. Okay, 5 minutes. What you touched on, the type of animals you fear, your phobias. Your phobias tell a lot about your childhood traumas and all of that. So you need to look at the kind of animal that you fear, or the kind of things, so people that claustrophobic, megaphobia, rats, all those things. Those things tell that something in your either past life or your childhood was so much of a traumatic experience that when that you see it just triggers something in you. Anyway, I am available on all social media platforms except for Facebook at Mpho Wabadimu. I am on TikTok at The Gift of the Gods, and on Instagram, The Gift of the Gods, Mpho Wabadimu, and on YouTube, I live on YouTube. I am at Mpho Wabadimu, and I also do consult. My number is 079-816-0199. I work with appointments only, and da-da-da.
Listen, if I were to consult, I would want to consult with a girly girl, okay?
I mean,
who's able to say and translate things in a nice way that's palatable. So, but thank you so much for being the gift.
Thank you.
And thank you for this message. I think a lot of us are navigating 2026 with a lot of caution, but I don't think that's the way, guys. I think we need to have the spin.
Just jump.
Yeah.
Know that what didn't serve you is literally, if there's still traces of it, you're still gonna have a rough January, February. Things might start to be a little bit around March, and then you might start picking up probably April, May. So if you're still holding on to some things that were supposed to be done in the previous year, then flames. But if you did let go of those things, then you should now start charting forward. Say what you want, speak life to yourself, write down things that you want to see happen in your life, because the universe works on remembrance. You need to go back and read that every time, that I want.
Yeah.
So life is spiritual.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It is 8 a.m. Central African Time for news.
Channel Africa on DSTV.
That was.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no.
802.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
And we're not gonna judge you at all.
Angena umuntu osolayo ukuthi no. And you know what's so funny? Like, I don't know. I think it's adulting shame.
Thank you, Nzago. Top
Because
stories. This
Ngumuntu last year, when I was meant to start my business, the person who's supposed to be funding me dropped me. And I low-key understood why they did that, because my ancestors are people who want me to know what I have. Like, they want me to know my power.
Where Banagut it was not meant to be. It was not meant to be. And when we had the codependency, I was going to say into ufuni group work.
Let me log off my life. Guys, bye.
Let me also log up. Like we understand a good say.